just putting a jumper on isn't going to do that much to solve the problem. I've had so many comments online, so not just YouTube, I've had a couple here and there. I've had plenty on my Instagram, and I've had quite a few on comments on newspaper articles as well, that just because I'm sitting somewhere in a t-shirt that I must not have it that bad. And that obviously if my arms are out, I obviously must not need my mask. Dressing when you have cold urticaria is about striking a balance. You want to be warm enough, obviously, but in my case I also don't want to be too warm, because not only do I react to my sweat, cute, I also struggle with low blood pressure, and overheating makes that so much worse, and I quite like being conscious. So how do I do it? Well, let's throw back to past me for a minute. Hi future me. Hi past me. How did the date go? That's cheating. Get dressed. Damn it. Anyway, so I want to look nice today, but I also happen to be allergic to cold. So how do we get dressed for that? Good question. Firstly, we must check the weather. So I have my trusty weather app. Currently 13 degrees, which I am allergic to, but if we look at later, I meet them at 12. So then it will be 17 degrees, which I'm not allergic to. And then it seems to continue and be nice and warm all day. So really at this point I'm just kind of dressing for wind chill, and for if we go anywhere cold, like, I don't know, a shop that has air conditioning. So I will obviously have one of my masks, which I will pick after my outfit. Sometimes I do it the other way around, but not today. Today I feel like wearing a skirt because I feel like it's going to be very, very, very warm. I want to feel pretty. So I have my options. There is a lot of them. Chaos. This is the kind of thing that I want to wear today. So how do we make this cold urticaria friendly? This goes up to kind of shin length, and I wear it quite high anyway. So white tights. I could wear other colours, but I don't have any that goes with this blue. But I might change my mind, we'll see. So then what do I want to put with it? Well, one of my favourite cold urticaria clothing tips is to tuck stuff in. So I want to wear something like a tuck in to this skirt. Let's put them over here. Right. Do I have anything that I can tuck into that? Old Faithful kind of goes, doesn't it? Maybe? You can't even see that. So I'll put that on and get back to you. So I don't know if you can see all the way how low it goes, but it's like it comes down to about there. So it's nice and tucked in, so I've got warmth in the body, but I have the option to untuck it if I get too hot, and then I can tie it around the middle if I want. Likewise with the collar area, God, I feel weird doing this. Likewise with the collar area, I can button it up to keep the warmth in, or I could keep it unbuttoned to look nice. And then I've got sleeves, which I've rolled up for now because that is how I wear shirts. But I have the option to unroll them if I so choose. Now, do I want to put a cardigan with it? Or will I put a jacket with it? Or could I do both? Well, I don't know. So I don't have a cardigan that goes with it, so probably just be a jacket. But I do have an arse ton of jumpers because I'm queer and that is what we do. I'll take that with me just in case I get really cold, but it's unlikely, so I will put that in my bag. Here is my box of masks. And I'm going to go with either a yellow one, I wore a yellow one yesterday, I don't know where I put it, or a blue one, I think. Maybe this blue and white one, because it's blue and white. Ta-da! This is my entire outfit. So I've got me Old Faithful shoes, my white tights, this pretty skirt, this is vintage by the way, and so is this shirt. So I've got all my options covered, and I'm going to wear I've got that jumper that I've said, and I'm going to take a hat with me. I've got gloves that are going to come with me. I'm going to wear a jacket, so I've got a black leather jacket. I'll do a wave as I go out the door with it. And that's it. That's how I'm... This is one morning's get ready with me. And I should probably clean this. Good. Oh well. That was an example of the kind of things that I think about when I'm getting dressed. So let's talk about this a little bit more. I think the thing that is the most obvious here is layers. I give myself options. So I usually wear like a vest underneath a t-shirt with a jumper on top and then a coat, and then I can take those off. But layers doesn't always mean just many clothes. I mean, well, probably does. But I also do things like wearing socks under tights if it's especially cold, or I try and make it a look and I put some socks over some tights. I have like 2 outfits that I do this in. And I do things like skirts. You can wear petticoats under skirts to make them a bit warmer, so you've got more fabric, and wearing stuff under dresses, all that kind of thing. Make sure that my layers are easy to take off. So I don't want to wear 5 layers and have to keep 5 layers on. So for example, if I wear a shirt under a dress, that's not giving me many options to take, because I can't just take the dress off. So there's that. Tights can be deceptively warm if I want to wear a skirt in winter, which I do sometimes. But you can also wear them under jeans, you can wear them under tracky bottoms, you can wear them under anything. Half of the time you're not even going to see it anyway. I like to ask myself the question, am I going outside today? Because I have a south-facing room, and I know this because the sun kind of blares in all day, and it's like a greenhouse in here. It is so hot. That is why in winter videos and future videos coming into winter, you will see me complaining about how cold it is outside, but sitting in a vest, because my room pretty much stays above 25 degrees, and we don't always have the heating on, and it's a mess. I have found that dressing for a bike ride is near impossible, so I do not have any advice to give on this yet. I'm just kind of... I try. Scarves, hats, gloves, obviously your friends. And think about the types of material you're wearing, so it doesn't have to be a chunky knitted scarf every time you put a scarf on. Even those vintage silky ones, they can be incredibly warm, and they can be very versatile as well, so you don't just have to wear them around your neck, you can drape them around your shoulders. I talked about this in my Cold Urticaria must-haves video. Masks come in all different kinds of patterns, colours, designs, so you can work those into your outfit to make it match. I try to do that a lot, it's kind of my thing now. Long socks under jeans for extra warmth, maybe even 2 pairs if it's very cold. I find that tighter things are warmer than looser things, so I wear a lot of skinny jeans, partly because I am really short and it is hard to find a pair of jeans that fit in the leg. So with skinny jeans you can just roll them up really easily, but they also do keep the heat in really well. You are a little bit limited on how many layers you can wear under them, but because they give that extra warmth, it's not so bad. I don't wear thermal underwear because it's expensive and it's so easy to overheat in it. But everyone's different, and I have heard of plenty of other people with cold urticaria rave about how much it's helped them out in their daily lives, so definitely give it a go. Tuck your shirts in. That is my favourite trick to keeping warm no matter what I'm wearing. I will about 90% of the time have my shirt tucked in, apart from my jammies, they don't count. Open things like zippy hoodies, cardigans, that kind of thing can be really helpful when the weather is kind of warm but also kind of cold, so like spring and autumn, so that you don't have to take off entire layers and get things stuck. You can just kind of unzip and you don't have to be like off and on with temperature changes. And my final tip is having sleeves that you can roll up and down easily, like jumper sleeves, because it just saves having to take the jumper off and then 5 minutes later being cold, having a reaction and having to put it back on again. So just the sleeves, it's just a easier and quicker way to figure out whether you're going to have a reaction or not. That is everything I can think of about dressing with cold urticaria. If you have your own tips, put them down in the comments below. If you have any questions about things I haven't mentioned but I may have done, or you want my opinion on it, ask me in the comments. While you're down there, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel and ring that notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a new video. Videos go up every Saturday at 6 PM UK time with at least one bonus video every single month. See ya!